Inside, the cathedral was dark. Surprisingly so, considering there was a gaping hole in the ceiling on a sunny summer day. Cracks of lights filtered in through the missing shingles, but it was like the shadows molded to the beams, creating pillars where there should have been a diffusion of clarity. The stained glass glowed, their slots in the wall like embers embedded stone. The illumination, a haze that seared inward rather than out. All at once, the cavernous room of worship was open, but suffocating. I don't know what I was expecting. Going inside buildings on a whim isn't something I do with any kind of regularity. A compounding curiosity is the best way I can describe the feeling. Like every second I spent staring only made my eyes hungrier to see more. It was unusually damp inside, the humidity probably high enough to drown a dog. Coupled with the way the heat built inside, like some kind of pressure cooker, I felt like I had a lead weight tied to my back. Where there had been pews, sat Ash, wafted and swashed by evening winds and unattended hours. Black marks where they'd been bolted into the marred marble floor. Grand support columns erupted from the cracked tile, their limestone facade chipped away to expose the remnants of a wooden heart, scorched and rotted to the core. The altar and podium were gone, in the sense that they were nearly unrecognizable shadows of their former glory, brittle wood made of splinters that only hinted at their previously glossy sheen. However, the most curious thing sat at the center of the church, a depression sunk deep into the stone. It appeared about 20 or 30 yards in diameter and dug down at a jutted, sharp angle, almost as if the lip had been sawed out. It dipped probably about 4 feet at the center before gradually going up to a few inches near the rim. I wish I had remembered to bring my camera today, but I'd left it back in the hotel room. 2 men were crowding around the crater when I arrived. As inviting as the church had seemed, I was still rather wary about stepping onto someone else's property. They were both dressed casually, one of them taller and heavier than the other, with tufts of thinning red hair across the shorter man's skull. The 2 were holding a matching pair of devices and carefully circling the pit in a practiced motion, always opposite of each other, always kneeling at the same time, and always sharing some kind of measurement. Set aside was a small collection of different handheld devices. By the looks of things, they'd been here a while. At the risk of being discovered, I crept behind a nearby pillar, moving very carefully to stay in the shadows and out of sight. Getting caught lurking was not on my agenda.
0 Teslas?
0 Teslas.
All right, shift. So the Kaufman, you were saying?
Right. The nut won't shut up about the damn thing. I keep telling him the ship's still in service, but he just won't leave. I had to get MPs to escort him out, and before you know it, the fucker's drawn a gun on me. If the MPs hadn't tackled him to the ground, I'd have shit myself.
Youch. Set?
Set.
0 Teslas?
Wait. Picking something up here.
Really?
Really? Yeah, give me a moment.
Well, anyway, I guess it's good you got out of the military then.
Yeah. Though, I can't say the weight gain's been nice to me. I haven't been staying fit as much as I'd like to. Even my name's beginning to sound heavy.
Bruce. I could see what you mean. How are the readings looking?
Like there's something nearby.
Shit, man, did we do all that work for nothing?
What? No. Wait. Hey, you! Get out here!
I'd been spotted. Now, in a situation like this, I wasn't exactly sure where I stood. These guys didn't seem like standard churchgoers. If anything, I kinda got the feeling they were more along the lines of skeptics. That being said, I didn't have any permission to be in the church, and a trespassing charge would make it difficult to do my job, so I fibbed. Shit! Hi there.
The fuck are you doing in here?
That's a very good question. I was wondering what you were doing in here.
Why do you want to know?
I'm Ethan, a journalist. I'm running a story on neglected churches and cathedrals for Architect. I was given permission to be here?
You're reporting for an architect?
No, our Architect magazine. We publish pieces on design.
Oh. Like future science?
Sorta, but not really.
Well, no one else knows we're here, right?
No, I just walked in. I won't report you if that's what you're worried about. I was just wondering what you were doing. I didn't expect to see anyone in here.
We're, just looking into something. Where's your camera?
Camera?
Yeah, if you're here to look at a building for a magazine, you'd be taking pictures, right?
Oh, I left it in the car. I like to scope places out before taking pictures. It's an expensive camera, and I make sure I get the shots I want before I haul all of the equipment in.
Isn't that a little unorthodox?
Yeah, well, my teacher in college suggested it. I thought it was weird, too, until I dropped a $3,000 piece at Giant's Causeway.
Can't say I fault you for being careful. Name's Leon Heft. This is Bruce.
You have anything else electronic on you? I mean, do you have a phone or something on you?
I got my phone, yeah. I've also got a digital recorder. I use it to take notes while I'm setting up shots.
Ah, and you've only been here a few minutes?
Yeah.
Good. Good. Our readings are probably good then.
Good isn't good enough. We need to be sure.
Leon, we'll be fine.
We'll be lying about our findings. Any number of our readings could be off now.
If I'm stepping on any toes here.
No, you've just given us a little more work double-checking. We've been getting weird readings all day. We were probably going to double-check them anyway.
Readings.
Yeah, something odd is going on in this church. Until you walked in, we weren't picking up any running electricity.
Well, isn't the town's grid still down?
That isn't the problem. We've been picking up magnetic signatures around the crater here. Crazy ones. Walked around it and my watch stopped. That's pretty strong for something that never got close to my wrist.
And how is that strange?
Well, normally, for a really powerful field, you either need to have some kind of current or a mineral magnet. Guess what's not here?
Huh.
It's been baffling us all morning. You walk from one side to the other and the pole increases. But sometimes it gets weaker. Sometimes we're seeing an effect but not getting a reading, or getting a reading that's impossible and not seeing an effect.
Are your instruments working right?
First thing we checked.
It's like the minute you hit this circle, physics refused to work.
I really wish I'd brought my camera. The moment I felt the two ease up, I took as my cue to slide further into the room. The most interesting thing was the hole, the depression, and I'm still not sure how to make heads or tails of it. I could see how deep it was from where I'd been standing, but when I got closer, I could see there were markings. Nothing intricate, but a noticeable, purposeful pattern embedded in the imprint, strafing lines that raked from the outer edge in towards the center. It was... well, at this point, I suppose enough shit could be labeled bizarre. I'm feeling like a broken record. So are you guys from Whitebook?
What? No. We're from out of town.
So why are you here?
We've been following something. This is just one of our stops. Just didn't expect to find a church. A freaky one at that.
What exactly are you looking into?
We don't exactly know. For all we do know, it could just be a technical foul on our sensors part. I mean, the blackout kind of fried a lot of our sensors back in the lab.
But we've got all new tech.
Half of which was designed by Ross. You know how often he fucks up. I just don't like the idea that we're out here chasing ghosts. We picked up something out here, and I'll be a lot happier when we find it.
He's just pissy because he hasn't slept in a few days.
Driving across the damned country should be a crime.
But I mean, why are you surprised what you're looking for would be in a church?
Because a few weeks ago, one of the satellites we get sensor data from picked up a burst of radiation on par with the LHC in Switzerland. We've got no idea what the hell it was, and I intend to find out. A church seems like it'd be an odd place to put something that large. Last time I checked, churches weren't exactly in the industry of particle physics.
We do have, 4 other places we need to check.
About the sensors in the lab? Do you think this is the place or don't you? Because you're confusing the hell out of me.
I'm being pragmatic. Playing devil's advocate.
Not helping. Choose a side and stick to it.
Fine. I think this place is weird. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't check the others.
Look at this damn place. Are you forgetting the magic circle of magnetism? How could this not be the place we're looking for?
Because the burst we read happened a few weeks ago, while the church burned down months ago.
Did you say radiation? As in the glowing green kind of radiation?
Yeah, whole place makes the Geiger counter pop. Don't worry, so far it's all been within safe levels. You're not going sterile anytime soon.
Oh, thank God.
Seems kind of ironic, since you were worried his house was about to make you shoot blanks.
I'm Irish. My relationship with the big guys is complicated enough as is. I just roll with what feels right these days.
So, you're from out of town, right?
Yeah?
It could just be me, but does something seem off here?
You mean in Whitebook?
Yeah. I mean, everyone's nice and all, but a lot of them kinda act like a guy I knew. And that's not exactly a good thing.
Hell, lay off it, Bruce.
Lee, I just want to know if I'm being paranoid or not.
You're not. There's something wrong with this town. I've been hearing some strange things, and I
Can't put it to words, can you?
No. I can't. After that, I decided it was probably time to head back to the hotel. I exchanged info with the two, though I still erred on not telling them the real reason I was in town. They both seemed pretty tightly wounded, and I didn't exactly find an ideal moment to break the truth. Leon in particular seemed like he was rather upset. Whatever they were looking for must have really left him bothered. Or maybe he's always been like that, I don't know. Bruce, on the other hand, seemed rather lax about the whole situation, though his little moment of pathos at the end of that conversation was disturbing. He was a living tank in his build, stocky and tall, like he could break a tree in half with his biceps. But the look on his face, the way it looked, broken when he mentioned that guy he knew. I get the feeling that pissing off Leon would only end in yelling, and that pissing off Bruce would end with someone's face glued to the asphalt. My list of acquired contacts is growing rather long in a considerably short time. Leon, Bruce, Sherry, Claire, Dean. 5 names in 2 days, each one somehow connected to Whitebook. They could just be isolated incidents. The problems that Dean has on his farm are probably natural, and the trespassers were probably just local kids causing a ruckus. Sherry's kids are just shaken up by their family's community going into chaos. Leon and Bruce are just chasing glitches in a computer, and none of it is related to Claire or Rhea, or that night on the train that Valentina described 11 years ago. But I know better. Claire mentioned Rhea. Rhea's cousin was ostracized by Sherry's class, a class made of students who attended the church that Leon and Bruce were investigating. The dots are connecting. I just don't know how yet. Mom always said I was good at puzzles, and I am, but I was never very good at figuring out why the pieces fit together. Driving out of Whitebook was just as unnerving as it was going in. The same kids laughing, the same cars driving, the same people laughing, and the same people going to and fro. Time is a void in Whitebook. And the worst part is, I know I have to go back.